Assalamu alaikum, little adventurers. Get ready for a magical journey through a land where winter never ends and snowflakes sparkle like stars. Today, we're going to meet a brave young girl named Lila, who sets out on a snowy adventure to find the mysterious Snow Queen. Will she be able to bring hope and warmth to her village? So grab a cozy blanket, maybe some hot cocoa, and let's dive into this enchanting tale of bravery, magic, and a very special snowflake. Once upon a time, in a land where winter never ended, there was a little village nestled between tall, snowy mountains. The village was always covered in snow, and the people there were used to the cold. But they dreamed of seeing the flowers bloom and feeling the warm sun on their faces. In this village lived a brave young girl named Lila. She had bright blue eyes and a heart full of adventure. Lila loved the snow, but she also wanted to see the world beyond the winter. Her grandmother often told her stories about the Snow Queen, a mysterious figure who lived deep in the mountains. The Snow Queen controlled the winter, and some said she could even change the seasons, if she wanted to. One day, Lila decided to find the Snow Queen and ask her to bring spring to their village. She packed her warmest clothes and a loaf of bread and set off on her journey. The snow crunched under her boots as she walked through the forest, the trees glistening like they were made of crystal. As she traveled deeper into the mountains, the air grew colder and the snow fell heavier. But Lila didn't give up. She believed that if she could just find the Snow Queen, she could convince her to let the village have a taste of spring. Finally, after a long journey, Lila reached the Snow Queen's castle. It was made entirely of ice, sparkling in the pale winter sun. The walls were tall and smooth, and the doors were made of frozen crystal. With a deep breath, Lila knocked on the door. The door opened with a soft creak, and there stood the Snow Queen herself. She was tall and graceful, with a gown that shimmered like fresh snow. Her eyes were cold but kind, and her voice was as soft as the wind. "Why have you come all this way, little one?" the Snow Queen asked. Lila gathered her courage and explained, "I want to see the flowers bloom and feel the warm sun. My village has been covered in snow for as long as I can remember. Can you please bring spring to us?" The Snow Queen smiled gently. "I can see your heart is pure and your wish is kind, but the magic of the seasons is not so easily changed. However, I will give you a special gift." With a wave of her hand, the Snow Queen created a small, glowing snowflake. It hovered in the air, shimmering with light. "This is the snowflake of hope," she said. "Take it back to your village, and whenever you feel cold or sad, hold it close. It will remind you that winter will always end, and spring will come again." Lila thanked the Snow Queen and took the snowflake with her. As she journeyed back home, she noticed that the snow wasn't as cold and the wind wasn't as harsh. The snowflake of hope glowed softly in her hand, filling her with warmth and joy. When Lila returned to her village, she showed everyone the magical snowflake. It didn't melt, even when the sun came out. And though the snow still covered the ground, the villagers felt hopeful. They knew that spring would come, maybe not today, but someday soon. And so, Lila became a hero in her village, not because she ended winter, but because she brought hope and warmth to everyone. From that day on, whenever someone felt cold or sad, they would look at the snowflake of hope and remember that even the longest winter would eventually end. The end. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the story of Lila and the magical snowflake of hope. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fun and magical stories. See you next time.